Hey everybody, I'm Hangout Land. It's Elaine Nieberding. And yes, I am wearing spectacles. I'm making a spectacle of myself because today, on today's Holy Shift Show, we are talking about respect. We're spectating about things, we're inspecting things, we're reflecting on things, and what perspective will we hold to make our life fresher, more uplifting, more real in the springtime. I want to say hello to my wonderful guests, but first I'm going to do my own reveal. I'll take off my glasses, anything that's clouding my vision for today. Hello, everybody. And now I'm going to say hi to my guests from all around the world. First, Molly Youngblood Geiger. Say hello. Tell us where you're hanging out from, and then do the full reveal.
Hi, yes. Hey, Elaine. Thanks so much. My name is Molly Youngblood Geiger of Design Right For You out of Jacksonville, Florida. And I'm excited to be a part of your panel today. And I'm going to do my full reveal now. There we go. Hey, everyone.
There we go. And first time on the Holy Shift Show, my good friend Marilyn. Marilyn, please say hello and introduce yourself and tell us where you're hanging out from, and then do the full reveal.
All right. I can't wait to take these glasses off. My name is Marilyn Shannon. I am coming in from Cary, North Carolina. And I am really happy to be a guest on Elaine's show. And I'm taking my glasses off, which leaves me my real glasses. And then I'm going to take my crown off. There you go. Hi.
Yeah. So, Marilyn, you are always, in my book, you're always fully wearing your crown of glory with your wisdom because you listen so very well. And I'm thrilled that you're with us today. And now I'm going to jump on over to Dave Moore. Dave, you're looking particularly dapper today. Where are you hanging out from, Dave?
Well, my name is Walter White, otherwise known as Heisenberg, also known as David Moore. And I'm in Ashton Forest in East Sussex in England. And it's great to be here.
And so, as you can tell, we like to play around a lot on this show. We have fun. We play with F words. But today, we're actually playing a lot with R words. And as the spring was coming, I was thinking, how can I do a show about springtime? You know, renewal, refreshment. But then I kept feeling from the inside this word respect grabbing for my attention. And as I said before, you know, respect has within it SPECT. How are we looking at things? How are we inspecting things? What perspective are we holding? And so let's get started talking about this, feeling into this movement of cycles in the season. And I'd like to start off today talking with my dear friend Marilyn Shannon, because you're such a good listener. You're so keen about paying attention and honing that skill, and because then we can connect better with each other. So why don't you start off talking about respect?
Well, it's interesting because, you know, until you kind of brought this up, I mean, I think about the word respect a lot, right? My kids should respect me and this and that. But really, isn't it such respect to be able to renew? It's such respect to be able to go forward and to kind of unravel where we are and say, okay, I respect myself enough to notice even that maybe there's something I want to renew or something I want to change, and to be able to grow with it. So I really think it's an interesting conversation to talk about respect. And the times of year where there is change, you know, kind of there's change all around us, and I think we are always evolving and changing. But there's more focus now because we get to spring clean. Like this morning, I started cleaning out my lipsticks. I mean, I've got a million of them, so I said, I'm not wearing this color no more. I'm going to get rid of it. How long can I keep it? you just start to feel this thing going on. And when you listen, you become just like just like with the ocean and the moon, you become part of that wave. And you feel we're all connected and we're all feeling the same wave. So I think it's a great time of year. I think it's wonderful that you're putting the focus on it so that we can listen deeper for those shifts and for the fact that we are all shifting together. And the easier it is for me to shift makes it easier for somebody else to shift. So the more we talk about shifting, we all can shift.
Yeah, thank you. I'm going to jump on over now to Molly. Molly, unmute. Hey, Molly, I'm so glad that you're here with us because so much of your work and interaction with folks on Google Plus and in Internet land is all about paying attention to all these techie things. And I'm wondering if in this spring season you find yourself paying attention differently to all the constant changes that are happening, in Internet land, and how that then affects the way you coach and support people.
Sure, yeah, that's a very good point. I can say for myself that, yes, the field that I've chosen is technology, and with that, it's constantly changing, meaning I'm always having to stay on top of the latest trends regarding Google products like AdWords, analytics, Google My Local. But I know for myself, just this past weekend, spring is upon us, and I'm thinking, hey, this is a good opportunity for me to get some spring cleaning done. So I think in the physical realm where we go through this shift during the springtime where we feel like we need to clean and get organized. Also in the digital realm, we do the same thing, meaning we have to stay on top of the latest trends, but at the same time we have to stay organized. And I can just share with you one of the reasons why I participate so much on Google Plus and in the Google Partners and Google Small Business community is because I really enjoy getting out there and helping people, helping small businesses accomplish what they're trying to do online. And I think from a business owner's perspective or a digital agency's perspective, it's so important to respect not only people who are out there trying to help others, but those who contribute. So thank you so much for the opportunity to speak on that.
Yeah. So talking about spring cleaning, my primary focus, and I know the thing that I have been resisting a lot is cleaning up a lot of rooms in my house, far too many files and things in my home that I need to clear away so I can be more effective in the work and creative work that I want to do. But I wonder if you might even address this whole thing about just cleaning up the files and the stuff that we keep on our computers. And if we don't have a good way to do that, then we can't even be effective in conducting our work sometimes, because we lose stuff.
This is so true. I know just from my perspective, I'm a website designer, and I have to stay organized. That's rule number one in my industry. If I don't stay on top of maintaining my computer, keeping my files organized, even the basic coding of one single digit or characters out of place, it doesn't work. So I've kind of taken what I do for my profession and applied it to my physical life, meaning, is my daughter's room cleaned up? Are my dishes put away? Have I cleaned the blinds lately? So I think it's important for everybody to not only apply organization and spring cleaning to their physical life, but also within their computer. Meaning, if you've got old files, you don't need them anymore, archive them. I'm a huge fan of backing up data, whether it be to the cloud or external hard drive, because then you can free up that space on your computer for new. And I think that's what's really important is to, as Marilyn was putting, we're constantly changing, we're shifting, we're growing, and you've got to be able to be organized to accomplish that.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you. And before I jump on over to Dave Moore, and I'm going to get a little more cosmic with Dave. Aha, Dave. But I want to say hi to some of the folks who are watching the program today. We've got a whole bunch of folks here. Let's see. We have Ron Snaberger here early from Jupiter, Florida. Arizona Low is here. Hey, Arizona, I'm so thrilled that you're here. We have to get better acquainted. And let's see, Dave Pipe is here. Dave Pipe is asking, where's Carmen Mandic got to? I think they were having a conversation before the show. And we have Mary Fletcher here, watching from Knoxville, Tennessee. And Jim Sharp is saying hello to everybody. And Ron Snaberger is actually watching on YouTube. And for those of you who are new to watching the Holy Shift Show, if you watch via Google+, you can comment in our comment stream in a real interactive way. But from some mobile devices, it's not really easy to comment, but you can watch us while you're on the go. But if you're ever watching on a desktop from YouTube, you can do comments there, or even if you watch replay on YouTube, you can place comments there, and we love for people to do that to keep the lively interaction going. Markus Dieterle is also here. Hello, everybody. A little late today, but just on time. And let's see, Deborah Rock. Whew, I made it, she says. So, Katrina Fancook is also here, and this is a lovely group. Let's see. Markus Dieterle is also saying, I had a nice software from my old pre-Mac OS X Mac called Spring Cleaning. Very useful for cleaning up your computer in several virtual ways. Markus, that is really great for you to share with us. And if any people watching on the outside know of good tools for cleaning up computer files and the like, and I don't really mean the kind of software that protects us from viruses and stuff like that, but other tools for our file management. Share those. They might be really helpful for the group. Also, Jeremy Murphy is here. He says, hello from the Midwestern Cosmos. Aha. Hi, Jeremy. It's great that you're here. So, Dave Moore from the HPT community. This morning, I see that maybe not this morning, but a couple days ago, you were posting things from Alan Watts, and apparently he has been quite a strong influence in your life for being present, living in the moment, and I'm wondering how your awarenesses about transformation from Alan Watts have gotten you to maybe look at the word respect.
Well, yeah, Alan Watts came into my life after I sort of started this. I was always hungry for information, but I found some stuff from Alan Watts in a bookshop, and then started to research him online and on YouTube and all of the clips of his speeches and his lectures. And I find him to be a very transformational person anyway. I found him to be, unfortunately, he's no longer with us, as you know. But respect, to me, is something that unless you've got it for yourself, you cannot expect to receive it from other people. And respect is not only about yourself or about other people, it's about the world around you, and respect for people's feelings and respect for people's ideas. We are at a time in the year when spring has sprung, and so we are seeing things come alive around us in nature. We are seeing things come alive in the earth. We are seeing things come alive in people, because the dark cloud of winter, as some people perceive it to be, has gone, and it's now moved forward. And I think respect for the earth as well in how it changes and how it alters in its seasons, because it is really one of the ultimate powers. There's nothing that we can do to the earth, I don't think, that the earth cannot do back a million times over. We only need to see a volcano erupt to realize the immense power that the earth has. And so having respect for everything around us, I think, is a great standpoint, is a great moment. It's a great place to stand. If you work from respect and work from authenticity, if you work from the truth, if everything you've got in your life, the foundations of which are built on truth and respect, you can build anything, because your foundations are secure and strong. And at this time of the year, I think people are looking for new directions, new answers, because we had at the beginning of the year another RE, which is resolutions, which many people make at the beginning of the year. But they've all gone, or majority of them have all gone to the wall. We don't keep them up. And so we see the change, or we see the transformation of the earth, and see the transformation of the season, and it instills a transformation in people around us and in ourselves. And I think we can look at things with a fresh pair of eyes at this time, when things are becoming more bright, more warm, and glowing. You know, we tend to feel as if we're becoming empowered, and it's like a regeneration of ourselves.
So you've said regeneration, renewal, and respect. And Dave, I was thinking about how when we start making resolutions at the start of the calendar year, remember the calendar, that was a human-created thing. You know, that wasn't a nature-created thing. That was for us once again to organize ourselves within a time framework. But the movement of the earth and what happens in spring, somehow it feels more powerful for me. I think for some people it may be a clearer point of readiness to then feel into the movement for what wants to, you know, come forth ahead. Marilyn, what do you think about that? The difference between, you know, the examinations that we do at the start of the year versus the spring?
That's an interesting question. Because this morning there's a line that I love from a poem that I love, and the line is, "We are midwifing at our own rebirth." So I think we are. Oh, this is a time in general when the energy is very high, and the vibration is high, and I think there's a lot of shifting going on. There's a lot of rebirthing going on. There's a lot of new going on. This is a time when maybe it's that we've been doing it, people have been in their homes, the weather hasn't been so great. This is a time when we come out and we show the rebirth. We show the respect. We show the rethinking. We show the redoing. We show the relooking. This is when we come out and we're on display. We're spectacles, just like we wore glasses. So it's interesting because it's a time when people can come out, you know, and reveal what we've been working on. So this is an exciting time of year. So I think that there is something to be said for this very time of year, because when it gets really hot, a lot of times people go back in the house. This is when we come out and we smell the fresh air. We come out and we look at the flowers. We drive around looking at the gardens. You know, people are eating outside. This is when we start to come out. So I am very excited about this time of year, and I constantly think we are midwifing at our own rebirth.
Marilyn, I particularly want to thank you for bringing up the word about breathing again. And if if you're walking outside and you haven't been doing that much in the winter, say your kind of exercise is different, and the way you're interacting with your outer environment might be different if you're doing less, physical exercise or walking. To go outside and to refresh with breathing the fresh air, walking briskly, is a wonderful thing to do. And I want to remind everybody, this whole word refresh, which we think about breath, but, on our computers, I would like to suggest to everybody, every time you see that little circle with the arrow on it, every time you look at it, give yourself a reminder to take a deep breath in and smile, and maybe even, just warm up that joy thing again within you, because it's always there if you pay attention to it. So once again, just notice that little refresh sign. Take a deep breath in, smile, and refresh yourself, connect with your heart, connect with what wants to move and come forward. And now I'm going to resume, or refreshing my attention, to some folks in the comment stream, because we got an active group here today. And let's see. Dave Pipe, a whole bunch of people here are talking about how they do computer maintenance and backing up their files. Dave Pipe says, I back up my files, and sure enough, 5 days later, someone asks for data that I backed up and removed from my laptop. Oh, holy crow! And hi to Melanie Hall. She said she's got to catch the replay, but keep these great hangouts rolling. And Ron Schneeberger said, with what Molly Youngblood Geiger was talking about, cleaning your files and rooms, etc., has to do with respecting yourself. Yep, keep it clean. Carmen Mandic says hello from Spain. Oops, I gotta remember to unpin. There we go. And Charles Dunkley is here. Hey, Charles. I'm glad you're here, active in the comment stream. I'm an IT guy, but I tend to do all my computer file cleanup manually, just to have it. Every 6 months or so, I reorganize and purge. Oh, boy. I really resist doing that stuff. I have to put it on my calendar. So, William Rock is also here, saying, hi, peeps. That's great, and others are saying hi to him. So, let me ask you, Molly, do you have your clients come to you and saying, what kind of schedule should I set for cleaning up computer files, or revisiting, revisiting the content that I have on my website?
Right. Well, a lot of my clients who come to me, they primarily depend on my skill set to help them with their mission, which is their online presence. And so anytime somebody comes to me, I'm always going to recommend that they regularly maintain their computer in the sense of screening it for malware, keeping your files organized, again, backing up your data, whether it be to an external hard drive or up in the cloud. Regarding website content, fresh content is key when it comes to search engine optimization. That's one of the factors that search engines look for, is for fresh content. So that's part of my responsibility as a webmaster, is to make sure that content on my clients' websites is up to date. I would also add to the respect factor that I know for myself, there's a lot of people on the Google Plus platform that I respect, just because I see them out there, they're helping people out, and really giving good advice. And so with that, I try to reciprocate and do the same thing, and just try to really get out there and help people with their digital marketing. But going back to maintenance, yes, I think it's very important. I have a little girl, and she plays with these eggs, and they're called Kinder Surprise eggs. And I look at her, and I think, isn't that a great symbol for spring in general. You know, you think of an egg, you think of brand new. You think of opportunity. You think of this is a brand new start. And I know, you know, Easter's coming up, and we're all looking forward to that. But I totally agree with what you were saying earlier about just get outside, go for a walk, disconnect sometimes. I mean, I know I'm very guilty of, you know, I'm online all the time, and I'm trying to keep up with what's going on social media and my clients. And sometimes I just got to be like, you know what, I've just got to disconnect and go for a walk. You know, take the stroller or get the wagon out and just go breathe and relax and enjoy the outside. Especially this time of year. I'm in Florida. It's beautiful weather outside. And I really recommend for everybody watching our live broadcast today, you know, even if it's just once a week, just disconnect and walk outside and enjoy the spring.
Yeah. And, you know, Molly, you were saying you have a daughter. I didn't know you have a daughter. But if we have children around, it is often easier for us to be inspired by the playful impulses that we see in kids. And many of you who are watching the Holy Shift Show have heard me say before, like, dump seriousness. We have to engage our childhood capacity to play. We have to re-invite that back into our workspace. And I want to skim on down to a comment here by Katrina Fancook. Hey, Katrina. She says, it's also a great time of year to refresh some of your creative processes. What's still working? What needs some new energy or simply needs to be released because it no longer serves you as part of your creative habits? I love that. And so I think this is a great time to also think of how can we play more? How can we bring the play particularly back into the movements that we're resisting? And Dave, let me bring you on over to that, talking about really playing or getting back into playing to revive creativity or new ideas for business or even tackling something that you know you should have been doing a long time ago, but it's time to get started.
Yeah, well, I'm with you on that. You know, this like we spoke about, I think before, with procrastination about things, putting them off, you know, and dealing with them now would be you know, far better. And why do we do that? And the element of fear of doing something is the precursor to the procrastination of putting it off and putting it off. The fun side of things, I think, is where creativity really explodes. I mean, I run an office here which is run under the theme of organized chaos, because it has to be like that. I've worked in corporate for so many years where it was very stiff, very proper, very controlled, and people were frightened to speak, and people were frightened to come out with ideas in case somebody laughed at them. But I don't think there is anything like a bad idea. I don't think there is such a thing as a bad idea. I think there are ideas that are not acted upon correctly, or they're not acted upon immediately, or they're not evaluated properly, because inside every idea is something that just needs to be taken out and redressed in something else. And so I have people come up with the wildest schemes in this office, but nobody laughs. We actually sit there and think, well, could we do that? Some of the things that have been very, very successful in my life have come from playfulness, has come from a culture of anything can happen in the next few minutes, because there's no such thing as something that shouldn't be said. There's no such thing as asking something or saying something that other people laugh and say, "What, are you mad?" You know, if you can create something in your mind and you can see it, the chances are that you can create it in reality. And if you look around your office, or wherever you're sitting now, in front of you, your computer, your lamp, your desk, your chair. If you look outside, a car, a telephone pole, a van going by, an aeroplane. Everything in the world, apart from nature, has been created by man, and mankind, rather. And it's somebody came up with the idea, sold it to somebody else who built it, and then they sold it to somebody else who uses it. And there really is nothing that you can classify as a bad idea. Just things that need to be readdressed, redressed, reassigned, or just taken out of this and put in its right place where it will work. But you can only get to that mentality if you have a culture around you where you are not afraid to ask something silly or stupid that you might think is silly and stupid, but other people might think, hold on a second, you've got a good idea there. If we took that and put it here, and suddenly it's something else. So many people are afraid to find joy, to find love, find fun, laughter in their workplace. It's as if you're not working if you're having a good time. I've seen so many companies who think, you've got to, you shouldn't be enjoying yourself. But the thing is, if you are enjoying yourself, it's no longer work.
Absolutely, absolutely. Dave, in just a minute, I'm going to call on Molly because she just signaled me. She has a little story to share. But before I want to go any farther, I want to say hello and some warm wishes to Stan Bush, who I was so hoping was going to be able to join us for today's show. I've just gotten to know Stan within the last couple of weeks, though he's been a very well-known presence on Google+. And he posted on his website a beautiful post called "How to Diagnose and Treat the Condition Called SoonAsEye," which was all about resisting doing the things, resisting this movement of things we should do and feel moved to do. And I will put up the link for that post in here for people to see again. I want to encourage everybody who's watching to visit the SoonAsEye post, and at the bottom of it there is this James Brown "Get Up Off of Your Thing" music, which anytime you feel like you want to resist this project, this exercise, this new something, or you want to get into the playful, creative spirit, put on this James Brown thing. Get off of that thing, and it will get you moving. And Stan, I hope you're feeling better. Any of those who know him out in Google Plus land, send your good mojo Stan Bush's way, because he's been a little under the weather lately. Now I'm going to shift back on over to Molly. Molly, tell me your story.
Yeah, I was reminded by the story that he just shared that when I worked in the corporate sector, I'll never forget, I worked in the accounting section of a very well-known bank, and we have a local professional football team called the Jacksonville Jaguars, and their mascot is Jacksonville. And periodically he'll just show up different businesses, and I'll never forget, I was working one afternoon, everybody's got their blinders on and they're doing their accounting and all this stuff, and all of a sudden out of nowhere you hear this banging on this file cabinet, and I literally shot up out of my cubicle. I'm like, what is going on? And it was Jacksonville. He was walking around, making fun and, playing. He's trying to get everybody's attention. And I kid you not, I was the only person who stood up. Everybody else kept working. And I was just flabbergasted that, this mascot is here. He's here to, to be fun and engage people. And literally, we're talking probably at least 150 people on this floor, and I was the only person who stood up, and it really just blew my mind that I'm like, really? You can't just, just for a couple of minutes, just laugh and have fun. So I just brought back a quick memory of when I worked in the corporate sector. So.
And I guess that's one of the reasons you are no longer there, because you felt the movement.
Exactly.
To let your joy move by creating the environments you needed to be in, to let that movement happen, to let that creativity, express itself in new ways, and serve your family as well. Marilyn, I haven't let you talk in a while, so let me turn this on over to you, because I'm sure you have something juicy.
Well, I have you're laughing. I love to laugh, and I've always had like a kid-like part of myself. But I really believe, and I tell this to people all the time, that in order to work hard, you have to play hard. And in order to play hard, you really got to work hard. You cannot play hard if you don't work hard, because you don't have the money. And if you don't work hard, you don't play hard, and if you can't play, you can't work. It goes hand in hand. And we deny a huge piece of ourselves when we don't play. We can't create. Creation comes from playing. Playing with ourselves, playing with the ideas. I don't know how many of you have this happen, but when I have an idea that I know just came from out here, I gotta laugh. I gotta say, wow, that's a great idea. Or when something comes out of my mouth that's brilliant, I know it's not mine alone. I'm tapping into something. I gotta laugh because it's so good and it's so cool. And how people end up communicating and things happen. Laughter is so healthy and it's so important. And it doesn't mean that I'm seriously listening. I'm seriously, I'm taking in what people are saying. I'm, experiencing what everyone's been experiencing. Molly's story about corporate America, we all have that. I can remember being having a job in a newspaper and being in the basement. My first day, that's where my office was. And there was no windows. And I thought, there's no way I could stay here. I couldn't stay there a minute. I had to quit. I never quit a job like that. But to stick me in a basement with no windows, now I can be around a corporate table, and I can I've always say I can create a corporate environment in my bathroom. I can be honest, I can be precise, I can return a phone call in my bathtub. I can do it all. I can do all that, but I gotta be able to, like Elaine, I gotta be able to laugh. I gotta be able to tap into that part of what's out here. Because if I don't, then I can't do anything. So laughter is huge. Having fun, playing, having that release. I have to do those things. I have to go outside. I have to play. I have to exercise. I have to laugh. I have to get on the floor. Elaine asked me to create a little 4 or 5 line bio, which it's not easy, but it's not hard. There's a lot more to say than 4 or 5 lines, but you leave some things out. Well, when I got to the last line, I started to laugh because in some circles, and I thought that was kind of ironic, I'm known as the listener. I coach. I'm known as the listener. But in the most important circle, I'm known as Grandma Marilyn. And I think that's a riot. My grandson calls me Grandma Marilyn, and I love that. So I have to have all of that. To be balanced, we have to feel, we have to do, and we have to play.
Thank you. I'm going to jump on over back to the comment stream because there are some juicy things here. And Stan Bush is here. He says, "Oh, I'm sorry I'm sick. There are so many things here. Backup? Well, I use Google Drive, which is on a specific folder on my machine. That folder's backed up to another TByte folder, which is synced with Amazon and Apple. Some files." Anyway, Sue is telling us about his FTP stuff. And then he also says, when it comes to getting out, I have been using the Artist's Way, Artist Date, and Artist Walk for a while now. And I wish I felt better. Stan, thank you. I'm really thrilled to hear that you do, these conscious things to nourish your creative soul. And the work of The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron is a wonderful resource. And let me see, there are a couple other, there's been a whole bunch of comments in the comment stream from Carmen Mandic, with back and forth with Dave Pipe and Katrina Fancook, talking about taking photographs, being outside, but then also this thing of managing all the photographic files you have and going through them, organizing, sorting them. It's a chore, and once indeed, for any of these spring cleaning things that we need to do, that we need to get to, if we can bring play into the activity, then we can shift it from being, a chore to being a wonderful, fun time of remembrance and also recognition of, what it's time for us to hold on to and what it's time truly for us to let go of.
Elaine, can I just say one thing?
Yes, please. And I'm so glad you jumped in. Go ahead.
Yeah, just one thing. Even the things we don't like, if we make them into a party, if you have a glass of wine or you have something cool to eat around a project, something to grab, it really makes that job or that work or that project so much better, and you get it done. So I say make everything as much as you can a party. I mean, even if it's just for yourself,
I see so many companies who are, like we said, so stiff at state and scared to actually be human in the corporate culture, and they come to the office sometimes, and they see the guys here. There's only two or three of the other guys here. And they see them, and they're all laughing and joking, and but they seem to find it alien. And you go to I created that culture with Comcast or TeleWest when I was a national sales trainer, to create this fun atmosphere where people excel and people come up with ideas. And when people used to question it, I always said, just because we have fun at work doesn't mean we don't take our business serious. Because you can have fun while you're being serious about what you do. You don't have to be serious about how you do it and how you get through the day. As long as the end result works, it will work a lot better for you because you'll enjoy doing it.
I'm going to jump on over to Molly. Molly had something to add, and then, because the clock is already saying 43 after the hours, holy F words, we got to start winding things up already, but shoot, Molly, go ahead.
Yeah, just to add to what they're saying, I think Google is a prime example of, I wouldn't even call them a company, I would call them a culture of an organization that they do encourage their employees to play. They have break rooms, they have video games, they have lounges, they even have cots for that matter. They have a full kitchen where they can go and eat in cafeteria. And they encourage them to be social, to play, to laugh. They have bicycles, for that matter. They have all these different outlets that their employees can use to be happy. And I think whenever you allow your employees to have that option to engage with one another, to be happy, to let your hair down, it's not that they're not doing their job. They certainly are. But their job is very technical. It involves a lot, and sometimes, like I was saying earlier, you just have to disconnect. You have to release. You have to laugh. And I know for myself, I do that in the form of, there's certain TV shows I like, and I really enjoy them because they make me laugh. So I just wanted to throw that in there, Elaine.
Okay, so I'm gonna circle back around to Marilyn once and Dave once, just for any final thoughts on respect, resist, and refresh. Dave.
Oh, right. Okay. Right. Well, as far as refresh is concerned, I like the idea of refresh because working in a transformation business is all about refreshing your outlook, refreshing your thinking, refreshing your thoughts. I think a lot of time people just try to change things for change's sake. When you refresh, you actually add something else to it because you create something new. As far as what we were saying earlier about how we were, you mentioned earlier on about the past, all this sort of stuff. You can let the past go. You don't need to carry it around with you. It's best to let it go and reference it. It's a little bit like when we were talking about the computer cleanup. Even though you're cleaning up the files, you don't need to delete them. You can clean them up and put them somewhere where you can access them. But if they're always there, you're always referencing them, and you're not getting anything new. So if you can release the past so that you can go back to it and reference it, it gives you a bigger future because you're not carrying your past into that future and cluttering it up and not repeating the same things over and over again. And I think refresh in this time of year is synonymous with this time of year. We tend to think spring clean is new. It's going to be all different. It's going to be all refreshed. But it will take a while, but we have to realize, I think, that we don't need to do what everybody else is doing. We can do this at any time of the year, any day of the week, any hours a day that we want to. But it just seems always to be a good time to do it now.
Okay. So, oh, here we go. Marilyn?
Yes. Same question?
Just some a takeaway or a final thought on our respect, resist, refresh topic of the day.
I think it's about, some of it's about permission and giving yourself permission to come out of your box, to come out of your comfort zone, to come out of the circle, to explore, experiment, to forgive yourself, to just try things that are new, to have fun with life. We've made life, sometimes we make life very complicated and way too complicated. So to be spontaneous, I mean, all of us that are here, and I love Molly saying this about Google Plus, because I feel it, I don't just, so about Google, I feel it in the plus. I feel that this is an opportunity for many people to have a hangout, for many people to connect and get to know each other and just have fun. And that, I mean, everything will take care of itself. You don't even have to explain it. You just have to experience it.
Beautiful. Thank you. Let's see. We have Molly. Final last words?
Sure. I can just say myself, recently I had to get a brand new laptop, and with that, you know, I had to kind of abandon a lot of the familiar setup and files and that type of thing from my old laptop. So I think from the perspective of refreshing, it was refreshing. It was change. It was different. It was something I had to get used to. But I think that's a good thing. In regards to respect, I think Google offers a lot of great tools in the form of YouTube, Google Hangouts on Air. I'm actually hosting a Google YouTube Partners Connect event tomorrow, which is the very first time they've ever done that. So I'm really super excited about that. And I think just in general, sometimes you just have to, you know, let your hair down, have fun. Laugh at yourself. I know I laugh at myself a lot because, you know, sometimes we tend to take ourselves a little too serious. But yeah, I think spring is a great time of year to examine all of this.
So Molly, I hope you will put in the comment stream for viewers, current viewers, and later viewers, links or information about that hangout, because it sounds like a good thing for people to know about. Marilyn, yes. I forgot to have you promo the Skywire series. Before you do that, let me just say I got to know Marilyn, I guess it was July or August of this year. She invited me to come and participate on her Skywire, which is a almost weekly hangout where everybody is on there talking about some aspect of listening, paying attention to, you know, that stuff that is really coming from the deepest part of you on the inside. Do you have a topic for this week's show, or are you still listening for it?
Well, I'm listening to how it's going to form, but we a couple of weeks ago started talking about sacred sex. And so this week we're going to go into it a little bit more, and we're going to talk about the sexual revolution of the 70s and how we could have a different revolution that includes men and women, and something fun and something healthy and something safe, and allowing that energy to flow. And so we're going to be talking about sacred sex and feminism and menism.
And menism. And Marilyn, And Marilyn, do you have a regular website
Yes.
like Marilyn Shannon?
MarilynShannon.com. You'll see everything there about me. My coaching, my other show, just everything there.
Great, thank you. Molly, you had another little tidbit?
Yeah, just real quick, the Google Partners community, they actually send out these Connect kits, and they did something really fun this time. They sent us these coffee cups, these YouTube coffee cups, and I thought, wasn't that such a unique idea? It's really fun, you know, it's something that I wouldn't have ever thought of in a million years, but I totally agree, you know, YouTube is a great tool. I have a show that I host every Thursday called Molly. In fact, I came up with the name of that show. It stands for Marketing Online Leveraging YouTube. And it's an acronym of my name. And when I thought of it, I literally busted out laughing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is great. This is just, I mean, off the cuff. Yeah, so, but anyways, thanks so much, Elaine, for having me on the show today. I've had a blast.
Okay, in just a minute, we're going to end the broadcast, but I do want to let Dave just let people know about his community and his organization and things coming up. Dave.
Ooh, well, my company is HPT Transformation. We work in the transformation business for people either individually come to an event and help themselves, or groups of people come and help themselves, or companies hire us. We're running some seminars over in America in July and August in Los Angeles and Marina del Rey, and also in New York in August, about 2 weeks after the LA one. The community is HPT Transformation, and if you want to find out some information about me and what we do, all you've got to do is put either my name or HPT Transformation into Google, and we tend to have the first page of results. So connect with us there if you wish. It would be great to see you.
Okay, that's beautiful. And so I want to let all my watchers know that this whole idea about playing and laughing is what I want to cultivate. I know this spring I have tremendous resistances going on for my own decluttering and clearing stuff. And so for any of you watching that are feeling the resistances about the clearing and the decluttering, please get in touch with me here on Google+. This week I am putting together this TLC Laughter Challenge. It's going to be a bunch of activities that involve play, self-inquiry, and really learning to use laughter for a self-care practice, to add it into your mix of things. And for those of you who might participate in this activity, you'll also be invited to join me for some World Laughter Day Hangouts, which will be the first Sunday of May. That's May the 3rd, where we'll be laughing with folks from all around the world, because we do want people to wise up. It's time to dump seriousness and get in touch with that core of joy inside. The other thing I want to mention is next week's Holy Shift Show, which will be the day before April Fool's Day, or close. It's going to be called, it's going to be another F Words hangout. It's going to be about fooling and refueling. The title will be emerging, but it's going to have those two F words, fool and fuel, or fooling and refueling. And so get ready, folks. I'm going to sign off now. I want to thank all the lively participants in the comment stream. I didn't have time to get to even half of those comments, but there are great ones there, especially about engaging the creative process and cleaning up your computer stuff. So do check those out on the Google Plus stream, and do come on into the Flocker room. We'll be hanging out for a little while, and I see Dave's alter ego is back. So long, everybody. Come on and join us in the Flocker room now. All right.
Bye.
Take care.